Good morning. My name is Mark Smith Brown, and I'm the creator of True Life Street Combat. I want to talk a little bit about my principles and my theologies. There's a reason why I'm teaching self-defense and I'm not teaching strictly martial arts. Because that's exactly what it is. It's defending oneself. It's all defense, it's not offense. If you're being offensive, or if you're going on the offense, and you're taking my class, you're not doing what I'm teaching. The main reason why is because the method that I use erases your fight or flight, your natural body reflex. You either want to fight the individual or you want to run away. Well, by erasing the fight or flight, what I'm doing is I'm training your brain in a way to where it automatically defends itself in a method that is simple, easy to use, easy to learn, and it's muscle memory. The reason why my movements may seem a bit silly at times, it's because if you make it seem playful and you make it seem as though it's fun, then your brain doesn't recognize whether or not you're defending yourself naturally because you're thinking about it. It automatically does it for you. When I teach muscle memory, the reason why I teach muscle memory is because if you have to think about what you're going to do when it's time to defend yourself, you've already been punched in the mouth. That's why one of my main principles I take from the master himself, Master Lee. Don't think, just do. In his own words, it's don't think, feel. Well, I've taken that principle and I've created my school behind it. Because when you feel, you react. When you think, it's too late. I'm one of the people who would rather be sitting on the sidelines, paying attention to everything in my surroundings. I'm not one of the type of people that wants to be on the offense all the time. So, that's what I'm teaching. My teachings, especially the movements that I'm using, they all stem from different versions of martial arts. That's why my unique style is a one of a kind. Again, I'm taking the thought processes and theologies of the master himself, Master Lee, because he did very much the same thing. He took multiple classes of multiple different styles of martial arts and he created his own. Well, that's what I'm doing. The reason why I created my own style is because I can't stand the structured martial arts system that's out there right now. I can't stand it. Every movement is an additional thought. Why? All those blocks, all those jabs, all those strikes, the throws, They're all stuff that you have to think about before you do it. So, what I'm teaching is something completely different. What I teach is effective. 1 hour of my actual training course, one class, and you are effectively able to block any strike that comes your way. Because the method that I use is very simplistic, and it's continuous, and it's repetitive. It's easy and it's fun. So it makes your mind not realize what's happening when it decides that it's going to block a strike. Because naturally, your body just does it for you. By utilizing the muscle memory tactics that the military provided when I was in, it allowed me the opportunity to create a well-rounded and very effective style of self-defense. For all of you that are taking my course, I want to congratulate you. For all of you that are looking further into protecting themselves, I also want to congratulate you. And for those who are taking my course that suffer from low self-esteem, and for those who are taking my course that are afraid of everything, those are the kind of people that I look for. The kind of people that I want to take care of, the kind of people that I want to help. Women who are domestic violence victims also are a large portion of the target market that I'm working with. Because when you are able to effectively defend yourself, then you don't have to worry about becoming a target anymore. This world is cruel. It's brutal. It's not nice. And people tend to take advantage of you. And if they think they can push over on you, they're going to. So the style that I'm teaching and the methods that I use allow you to walk around with a lot more confidence, knowing that if anything was to come your way, you can react. You know without thought, you know without question that if somebody was to try to punch you in the mouth, you would stop them. Now, it would take more than one class to be able to know what to do after you've stopped that strike, but initially, the very first class is all protecting yourself and being able to block without thought. Each additional class teaches you more steps, and the further you go within my course, you become more confident, you become more self-reliant, you walk straighter, you walk with more pride. My first student is 63 years young, has never been in a fight in his entire life. This man is walking straight, he's more confident, he is able to be more assertive in his everyday life. Because now he can honestly feel comfortable that if somebody was to throw a punch at him, he'd stop it. And even today, after not training with me for a couple of weeks, he could still stop the same punch. It's natural reflex. It's automatic. You don't lose it. When you learn this course, it's one of those things. It's like riding a bike. You don't lose this stuff. If you're not thinking about it, you're not going to lose it. I wanted to put some of these thought processes out there, because Like Bruce Lee said, be like water. When water comes into a cup, it becomes the cup. When the water hits the teapot, it becomes the teapot. When you take my course, you become self-sufficient, self-reliant, and self-confident. When you take my course, you become a very effective self-defense tool. I wanted to congratulate everybody that decided that this was something that would benefit their lives, because I'm here to help. Another one of my theologies is mindfulness. Mastering one's mind. When you begin to take the time to look inward instead of outward, you start noticing the differences that you didn't see before. You start noticing that the world is not the same place that you saw it once before. And you begin to wake up. When you go inward and start looking within, you start noticing more about yourself than you have ever noticed before. When you begin to go inward and start looking at yourself from within, you start to naturally want to heal a lot of the darkness that you lie within. When you begin to elevate yourself past that darkness, you move into a completely different state of consciousness. You tap into true consciousness. And manifestations begin to happen. You actually begin to start to manifest your own life. Well, you're always manifesting your own life, whether you know it or not. Whether it be a good manifestation or a bad one. You don't know what you're doing until you look within. Once you begin to look within, then you start to think about where it is that you actually want your spirit needs to be. You start looking at yourself in a way to where your life's mission begins to unfold itself to you. I'm getting a little deep with you all right now, and I know I'm touching some issues that most people don't even acknowledge, but I've spent some time looking within, and because I've spent some time looking within, I've discovered a lot more about life than people take for granted. And I've begun to move in a completely different way. I began to maneuver differently. I began to walk differently, talk differently, feel differently. You know, everything started to change. And once all those changes began to start, yeah, you got to get it out the mud. I'm not going to tell you that this is all rainbows and freaking cookies, because it's not. You got to get it out the mud. You know, you got to go through it. You got to go through hell to get to heaven. That's how the world works. There's no way around that. You have to go through hell to get to heaven. But once you can get past that darkness, trust me when I say, things begin to change for the better. Because now you're consciously manifesting your reality, how you want your reality to be, instead of being on autopilot, because technology has got all of us running on autopilot. This little thing that you got holding in your hand right now is the reason why the world is on autopilot and everybody's still asleep. With my class, I'm waking the masses. I am waking people up in a way that they've never been woken up before. The first 30 minutes of my training class is strictly meditation. I am healing people from the mind, the body, and the spirit, all at the same time with this course. That's why for all of you out there who decided that this is something that you would find beneficial to you, I want to say congratulations on thinking about yourself and beginning to look within and beginning to work on making your life the way you want it to be. This is Mark Smith Brown with True Life Street Combat, and this is just the beginning of my thought processes and theologies that I have surrounding my class. Thank you.